don't take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. Don't take it. That's it. There's nothing much to say. Don't take Tylenol.
That's right. Follow the advice of Donald Trump. And you too can look like a glazed ham with deep vein thrombosis.
Just a public service announcement for those who might not be aware. It is not illegal to criticize the President of the United States. In fact, I believe it to be patriotic to do so. It is our duty to criticize the President of the United States when warranted. And even if it's not warranted, still not illegal. Jimmy Kimmel, on that note, returned to work last night. In most U.S. markets, he is still having his free speech rights violated at the behest of the government through Sinclair and Nexstar. Cha-cha-cha. But I want to talk about the Streisand effect a little bit. I want to talk about the fecklessness of Donald Trump, who drew more eyeballs to Jimmy Kimmel, more looky-loos, more people who might be curious about what he has to say and what all the hubbub was. What was all that kerfuffle about? Look at these old man terms I'm using. So Jimmy Kimmel returned last night to an audience much larger than his normal audience, to be sure. I don't know the exact numbers, but it would strain reason to assume that it was a smaller audience or a normal audience. People want to know what was going on. And because of Donald Trump trying to restrict and violate Jimmy Kimmel's free speech, not trying to, doing it, him and Brendan Carr, a new audience was there to behold the comedy of Jimmy Kimmel and his criticisms for Donald Trump. And it didn't begin this way, but this was included. Jimmy Kimmel playing clips of Donald Trump talking about how thin-skinned he is and always has been.
What about also those who say that you're being, in recent months, awfully thin-skinned?
I've always been thin-skinned. I've been thin-skinned from day one.
Welcome back to Jimmy Kimmel Live. We are still on the air in most of the country, except ironically for Washington, D.C., where we have been preempted. We are off the air in Nashville, New Orleans, Portland, Oregon, Salt Lake City, and St. Louis, where none of my wife's family is able to watch the show tonight. So sorry, Aunt Sharon. Sorry, Aunt Maureen. You'll have to go to YouTube, I guess.
And therein lies the problem. That he is still being punished. His free speech is still being violated, again, at the behest of Donald Trump, at the behest of Donald Trump's lackey, Brendan Carr, the Federal Communications Commissioner chairman. A lot of good stuff was said. Jimmy Kimmel went on into this thing. I'm going to play this very brief clip where he talks about, look, this show, meaning his show, because my show is very important. He says, this show's not important. What's important is living in a country where a show like this can exist. And that is what we should all be fighting for, whether you're MAGA or not. If you've noticed, there's been a lot of conservatives, people like Ted Cruz. I don't know if you've heard the clip of him doing the worst Italian mafioso impression in the history of Italian mafioso impressions. But even he is like, look, I'm really happy that Jimmy Kimmel would his fake stutter thing that he does to make himself relatable or whatever. He's happy that Jimmy Kimmel has been fired, but it should be a warning sign to everybody if the government has this kind of power to control your speech. Even Ted Cruz believes this is dangerous. But here's Jimmy Kimmel explaining, look, it's not me, Jimmy Kimmel, that's important. It's not my show that's important. It's what the values that we adhere to, what they say about who we are and the country we live in.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
And he's right. His show, no individual show is so important. It's the concept of having the freedom to criticize, having the freedom to make jokes in Jimmy Kimmel's case. He did not just make it about himself. He talked about what the important issues are, what the dangers are that we face in this country, especially related to free speech, especially related, again, to the only occupation listed in the United States Constitution, that of the free and fair press and their protections under the Constitution. And Jimmy Kimmel talked about that, not at length, but he certainly covered some of the headlines that I've been talking about the Pentagon restricting free speech, the Pentagon curtailing the free and fair press and what they can report, that they have to register with the Pentagon. Watch Jimmy Kimmel.
He's gunning for our journalists, too. He's suing them. He's bullying them. Over the weekend, his foxy friend Pete Hegseth announced a new policy that requires journalists with Pentagon press credentials to sign a pledge promising not to report information that hasn't been explicitly authorized for release. That includes unclassified information. They want to pick and choose what the news is. I know that's not as interesting as muzzling a comedian, but it's so important to have a free press, and it is nuts that we aren't paying more attention to it. Walter Cronkite must be spinning in his grave right now. He's dead, right?
Yeah. And he is right. That, among many, many, many other issues of Donald Trump and his tyrannical rule in this second term. Unfortunately, the situation we face in America right now is that Donald Trump is attempting to do all of these things. He's ratcheted up the insanity because of the fact that he's distracting from the Epstein files. And Jimmy Kimmel had a joke about that too.
He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly. He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now.
Yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe this will be the thing that he needs to distract from by doing that. It's funny. The poking fun and the mockery did not end there. And of course, with any good comedy writer, Jimmy Kimmel has a team of them, a room filled with comedy writers who do a good job. And Jimmy Kimmel is just their messenger. He's just repeating their words that they write, the brilliance that they come up with. And one of the things they talked about yesterday, again, pointing to a very important issue, is Donald Trump's attack on acetaminophen. Tylenol, acetaminophenidina. Couldn't pronounce it if you remember. And Jimmy Kimmel talked about his attack on Tylenol and then played a mashup of it, like a back-to-back, really pointing out the absurdity of Donald Trump's weird obsession with babies and liquid and Tylenol and trying to tie that to autism. All of it's nonsense. All of it's scary. All of it is absolutely shining a light on the lack of efficacy, the lack of seriousness of a Donald Trump government. Here again, Jimmy Kimmel.
Nothing bad can happen. Let's do it now. I was just saying to Bobby and the group, let's do it now. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it.
That's right. Follow the advice of Donald Trump. And you too can look like a glazed ham with deep vein thrombosis. It can only good happen. This is Tylenol we're talking about. The thing that you take when they won't let you take anything that works. It's never, they gave me Tylenol. It's always, only gave me was Tylenol.
Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. With Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. Don't use Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Fight like hell not to take it. I think you shouldn't take it. Don't take Tylenol. The baby gets a shot. They say, here, take a cup of Tylenol. I've heard that for years. Take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Don't have your baby take Tylenol. Don't give Tylenol to the baby. Don't give Tylenol to the baby. Don't give your baby Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it. Don't take it. So that's it. There's nothing much to say. Don't take Tylenol. Just don't take it. And I just say it again. Don't take Tylenol. Don't take it.
So obviously those two clips I mashed together to give you an idea of what the show was like last night. So listen, welcome back, Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know Jimmy, but I think he does a great job. I think he's a good and decent person. He, like me, is a public crier. So I feel like I've got some kinship with Mr. Kimmel. I have cried on this show, sometimes obviously, it's always unexpectedly, but sometimes it comes out of nowhere. I get emotional. And I appreciate that about him. I appreciate him for his patriotism, his love of country, and his putting himself in harm's way for that love of country. That shows dedication, and that shows loyalty that a lot of people don't have. And I'm not even just talking about Republicans, obviously, them. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. We can have it in the comments below the video, wherever you're watching it. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Do me a favor, a big, huge favor that will take nothing from your day. For free, subscribe to this channel on YouTube and make sure you're liking and following the Facebook page, Dollemore Daily, over there on Zuckerberg's Facebook. We're trying to disseminate the truth. The larger we are, the more difficult it is to mess with us. If they're messing with Jimmy Kimmel, they could certainly do it with us. But the larger we are, the harder it is. And we're marching toward 1.5 million subscribers here on YouTube. I would appreciate it very much. Anyway, I love and appreciate you. I will see you next time. Be genuine and take care of one another.